This week's Sedra has at one of its themes the story of the Midianites. The Midianites were jealous of the people of Israel, for they were also from the children of Avram, of Abraham, and they had observed Moses close up as he came as a fugitive from Egypt and married Jethro's daughter, Zipporah. And they were hoping that Moses, who was the great leader, the future leader of Israel, would become their spiritual leader and lead them to greatness with God. Since God chose Moses to redeem the people of Israel and to lead them, and that the people of Israel became the chosen nation, the Midianites were extremely jealous of the position of Israel. And so when the Moabites asked and took counsel from them what to do about the scourge of Israel, the Midianites were only happy to oblige. They told them, take Bilam, who is the equal of Moses, and get him to curse the people. And then when Bilam gave them counsel to send out their daughters to try to entice the Jewish boys to worship idols, the Midianites participated. And not only participated with the ordinary run-of-the-mill girls, they took the most aristocratic girl, the girls from the finest lineage, the princesses of Midian, also participated in this vulgar act of trying to entice Jewish boys just to get them to worship idols. And so, because of this, many of the Jewish boys died. And God said, this requires vengeance. For they participated in an argument that wasn't theirs. The Moabites were fearful, so they tried to do whatever they could to get the people of Israel off their backs. But the Midianites were not threatened. Israel had passed them on the route. Israel had no intention to deal with them in any way. Moses had lived with them for so many years. They had no ill feelings toward them. There was nothing that was threatening the people of Midian. And yet they participated. And so vengeance was extracted upon the people of Midian, and this became a feud that lasted many centuries. The people of Midian, for the most part, were destroyed and pacified for the moment. Later on, they allied themselves with our enemies, trying to take us down. There is something from every event that is recorded in the Torah. Midian, the word, comes from the word din, or midin, the idea of judgment, trying to judge everything. And midin is the idea of strife, trying to judge and to create strife. The nature of the people of Midian is to quibble and to cause people to dislike each other, to get them upset with each other, to create disunity amongst people. And if they can't do it themselves, they'll do it in a devious way. And so the Rebbe Rashab explains that the klipa, the impurity of Midian, is of a general nature. It's not a specific evil. It's not liking McDonald's sandwiches, which becomes a personal problem for a Jew who keeps kosher, or having lustful thoughts, or being a person who wants to have more and more money, and it doesn't make a difference what the source of the money. These are all evil traits, but it's a specific trait. The trait of Midian, the trait of unhappiness, and the quibbling nature that comes from a jealous nature on the success of others, that's a very, very general and profound evil that lies within the heart of a person. And as such, cannot be allowed and tolerated, even when isolated. There are things such as the evil desires, Evil desires have to be worked on, but you can alter them and change them eventually for a higher purpose. But a quibbling nature, a nature that causes argument and strife and get people after each other, tear each other apart, that kind of nature, that's an insidious nature, that has to be uprooted completely. We all face petty jealousies and conflicts throughout our lives. We have people who tear us down and people who help us, people who are our friends and people who are our enemies. And sometimes we face people who act like our friends but really try to find things about us to tear us down. Those who are secret enemies and try to tear us down and badmouth us to others and cause strife among friends, this is Midian incarnate. And this is the kind of person that we have to get rid of. Doesn't mean we have to get rid of them physically and destroy them. This is the kind of thing that we have to shun. And if we have that nature, this is the kind of trait that we also have to shun and uproot from our hearts. For you see, the most important element in humanity is the ability to get along with others. The ability to get along despite our differences. Now, there are times when this is a trying exercise to get along with someone who uses you, who has no respect for you, who is jealous of your abilities and tries to outdo you in other ways. It's trying, but it's a lot worse to be like Midian. It's a lot worse to be jealous of another person's success. It's a lot worse to badmouth another person. It's a lot worse to be in constant conflict. A person has to learn to be happy with his lot and to be able to cooperate with others and to work for unity in the community. These are things that are noble ventures, and the impurity of Midian wishes to destroy them. And because of that, we must uproot this nature. What is it again? It's the jealousness that causes strife and disunity, dissatisfaction, connivance, bringing one person against another, mixing into feuds that you have no business mixing into. All of those things are symptoms of the disharmony and this disunity, this jealousy that wishes to tear things down in a community that is called the impurity of Midian.